Peter Ho joins us now from Beijing. He's a professor at the Tshinghua University. He's also a fellow at the London School of Economics. Peter, thank you for joining us. What about those remarks by Wang Yi today, that it's good that the DPRK issue is still open, that the talking is going on? Do you think that the Chinese might have a quiet word in Chairman Kim's ear and get him to maybe get back on track so that these talks can move forward? What do you think?
Well, I'm quite sure of that because DPRK and its issue is, of course, of crucial importance to China. So China will definitely be a player in these negotiations and trying to see how these negotiations can be stimulated in a positive way.
I'd like to confine this conversation to the remarks of Wang Yi today, if I may. And I was quite surprised when I heard in Mike's report there that he referred to Belt and Road as no longer being a death trap. That seems an extraordinary thing to say. Of course, many people in Europe, many European countries are not so sure, are they? What might China say to the European countries to get them on board?
Well, of course, there have been quite a few concerns and worries about the Belt and Road Initiative and what that may mean for different countries, both developed as well as developing ones. I think that the general idea that it's just a debt trap, that's basically an overstatement, because things are not that easy. I mean, it's much more complicated than it is. And just to see it as a sort of a zero-sum game also neglects or disregards different opportunities that the Belt and Road Initiative has. So it's something that needs to be followed closely. But on the other hand, I think it will also offer quite a few economic and social development opportunities for different countries.
Now, Wang Yi said today that this is the 70th anniversary of close diplomatic ties with Russia, which indeed it is. There are state visits planned, and the Belt and the Road, he said, are to be further integrated with the Eurasia Economic Union, which is Russia's great idea. Do you think that might help? Might that be a way to bring in some of these European countries that are doubting Belt and Road a little bit?
Well, it might be a way. I think for a lot of European countries, the infrastructural development is, of course, important. The fact that it will be easier to have trade with China in that sense will be important. So this is a step towards it, but it's, I think, just one step.
Okay.
The Belt and Road Initiative is a...
Let me ask you finally, the US ambassador to China today has been talking to the Wall Street Journal newspaper, and he says that they're not close enough for a date for a summit regarding trade talks. However, President Xi is going to Italy, which has expressed a real interest in developing a relationship regarding Belt and Road. I mean, Xi's going to be in the vicinity. It's not that much of a further flight down to Mar-a-Lago in Florida. What do you think are the chances of some kind of Xi-Trump summit at the end of March, as we were told to expect?
Well, so far we have seen that there are more positive messages coming from the negotiations over the Sino-US trade war. And it seems that there is more a sense that things are moving in the right direction. So yes, there might be a possibility that there will be a summit. And we, of course, look forward to seeing how things are moving forward. For example,
Well, Peter, thank you very much for joining us.